Merry Christmas, fight fans. Just finished watching the monster Naoya Inoue defeat Marlon Tapales in the 10th round. Let me get to my pros and my cons. Well, the first pro, let's do some pros for us fight fans. Jimmy Lennon Jr. doing the announcing over in Japan was great. Just like I appreciated seeing Michael Buffer on Saturday, even though I didn't watch the fight Saturday. On the Joshua Wilder card, it's good to see two of the best, not two of the best, probably the two best boxing announcers ever. They make the fights more exciting whenever I know that they are introducing fighters. So that's a pro for us. Pros and cons for this fight. Let me start with Marlon first. I did like the fact that at least in the first 3 rounds, it was a chess match. He did not come out aggressive. Marlon has fought more aggressive in other fights, but he knew what he was in with this fight. I like the fact that he took a more measured approach. He was trying to be more tactical, and he was trying to pick his shots. He definitely showed a good chin because after a while he took quite a few shots and he showed a pretty good chin. I did like that uppercut right hook that he was landing. He landed that combination actually a few times in the fight. He did a little bit of work when Inoue put his back against the ropes. He tried to go to the body, which I appreciate. Now, the cons for Marlon would be, I did not like the fact that he kept allowing his lead foot to move inside of Inoue's lead foot, which sets him up for the right hand. I did not like the fact that he kept dipping down forward a lot towards Inoue, and I didn't like the fact that he was a sitting target for most of the fight. I mean, he stood in front of Inoue most of the fight. As for Naoya, the pros would be good upper body movement. His defense has improved over the last few years. I like the fact that he changed his defense at times. He had his guard up at times. He had his hands down so he could see the punches. I like the counter punching. I like the straight right hand. I like the uppercut that he threw every time Marlon dipped his head forward. And of course, I love the body work. I love the foot movement. And I love the fact that he was playing chess with his feet. He was doing everything he could to keep his lead foot outside of Marlon's lead foot so he can throw that straight right hand. The cons, just like most Inoue fights, nothing. I have nothing. I haven't actually really criticized him much since that first Donaire fight. He has been pretty flawless ever since then. We talk about the fight. The first 3 rounds I thought was a pretty good chess match, which I appreciate. I like the fact that Marlon was not going to give Naoya what he wanted. He was not going to make it a slugfest so he can open himself up for shots. But then we get to the 4th round, and I felt that Marlon made a mistake by wanting to get more aggressive, which is what Naoya wanted. And that allowed him to start landing a lot of those hard shots. Now, I think that that was the beginning of Marlon being taken out because he had his guard up. He couldn't really see the punches coming. And a lot of times a fighter will wing his shots around the guard, which means that you're going to be getting hit on the ear and behind the ear, which Marlon was. So that told me that he was going to get stopped. I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have made the distance, but the fact that he was catching those shots on and behind the ear, his equilibrium was going to be off, which the 10th round showed that. Even after that hard fought 4th round, Marlon hung in there. I mean, he did his thing. Like I said in my pros and cons, he did a good job, in my opinion, with that uppercut right hand that he caught Naoya with. He did land a few straight left hands. I mean, Marlon really was in there to fight. He wasn't a punching bag. He was working his strategy, and he was definitely a live opponent. He didn't come there to lose, is basically what I'm trying to say. The fight slowed down just a little bit, but like I said, not enough to make it not an interesting fight, but it slowed down just a little bit in rounds. I don't know, I would say 7 and 8. Then it picked back up a little bit. We get to the 10th round, and it was actually 2 straight right hands that Inoue hit Marlon with that took him out. And I think that he was just dazed. If you remember that first one, he took like 3 steps back and his arms opened up. You know, he had his guard up. And then Naoya caught him with another straight right on the chin. It took a couple of seconds. He was dazed. He went down, and you can tell that that his legs were just gone. And that's the end of the fight. So let's talk about where do we go from here. For Marlon, of course, he's not done. I honestly think he fought a good fight. He's just in there with something totally different in the monster. As for Naoya, he made it clear at the end of the fight that he is going to stay at super bantam for 2024. I'm hoping that we get at least 3 fights. He said there's a fight that's coming up that he can't talk about, but my feeling is that it's Neary in May. I would love to see that fight. Listen, I like the fact that Naoya went to super bantam, and see, what I thought was he would kind of go in different order. I thought he would maybe fight Neary, maybe fight Tapales, and then go for Fulton. But he went right for the #1 guy, took him out. Then he went right for the #2 guy, took him out. Now he's undisputed. And it looks like he's going to go for the #3 guy. So maybe we'll see him fight the next 3 guys up. #3, #4, #5, and then maybe in 25, we'll see him go up to featherweight. All right, fight fans, what did you think about the fight? Did you pick Naoya to win the fight? Did you pick Marlon to win the fight? Were you entertained by the fight? I absolutely was. I thought it was a great fight, to be honest with you. And what do you want to see Inoue do from here? Do you want to see him fight Neary, or is there another super bantam that you may want to see him fight, or maybe someone coming up from bantam you want to see him fight? If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can keep talking boxing. Merry Christmas, fight fans. Holla at y'all later.